The Azerbaijani Laundromat. The money laundering in these fake companies was going through multiple stages to cover up its origins, but they all had one thing in common. Danske Bank had processed payments from its Estonian branch to all 4 UK companies between 2012 and 2014. While Danske Bank has had to answer for its crimes, so far the Azerbaijani government has not. Cash was being funneled out of Azerbaijan into 4 different shell companies registered in the United Kingdom. Large numbers of non-residents, mostly from Russia and former Soviet countries, were moving money through the Estonian branch. To understand how the Azerbaijani laundromat worked, we have to look at the Danske Bank money laundering scandal as well. The Azerbaijani ruling elite were accused of laundering nearly $3 billion in a case that came to be known as the Azerbaijani Laundromat. From wars to human rights violations, oil-rich Azerbaijan has a troubled history. Those behind the scheme worked extremely hard to hide where the money originated from. Some of the money came from Azerbaijan's ruling elite. 3 government officials chipped in $9 million. But the largest contributor of all came from an account held by a mysterious company at the International Bank of Azerbaijan, IBA. The name of Buk Telecom closely imitates that of a legitimate company, Buk Telecom, with only one letter differing, and for that reason appears to be designed to confuse people. While Buk Telecom appears to have made no money itself, the funds were certainly coming from somewhere. There has been speculation that Buk Telecom's funds came from IBA loans, and the bank has its own extremely problematic history. The other major contributors are shell companies owned by citizens of the country posing as owners to further hide where the money actually originated from. While all signs point to Azerbaijan's ruling elite being the true owners of the funds, there isn't enough evidence to definitively prove that they are. Before we dive into how the money was distributed, it's important to understand Azerbaijan's government regime. Azerbaijan has a very bad track record when it comes to human rights, especially regarding freedom of speech and the press. The Human Rights Watch has condemned the country's government many times for activities such as arresting journalists without just cause, illegal abductions, silencing the opposition, torture, and corruption. However, despite Azerbaijan being a cesspool for criminal activity sanctioned by the government, the country is rich in oil. However, it is important to note that the EU Parliament has repeatedly decided to not make a deal with the country until their human rights record is vastly improved. The main use of the funds was for lobbying on behalf of the government of Azerbaijan. Several members of the Council of Europe's Parliamentary Assembly, PACE, were given money from the Azerbaijani government to vote a certain way. There is a pretty long list of who was paid off by Azerbaijan, and an even longer list of who was approached for bribes, including government officials, business people, and even a journalist or 2. Former Italian deputy of PACE Luca Volonté was accused of accepting money and attempted to undermine a report on political prisoners in Azerbaijan. Another is German MP Corrie Strenz, who had a reputation of defending Azerbaijan despite their atrocious human rights record. She only received a small amount of money, but was fined €20,000 by the German authorities in early 2019 and was removed from PACE. In total, 17 present and former members of PACE were found to have accepted money from the Azerbaijani Laundromat and were banned as a result. His PR company promoted pro-Azerbaijan material on behalf of the country's government. The first Deputy Prime Minister of Azerbaijan, Yakub Ayubov, and 2 of his sons, used some of the money to pay for medical services in the United States and Europe. During the same time frame, one of the sons also received an influx of millions into his bank account from the Azerbaijani Laundromat. Unfortunately, not much has come from the Azerbaijani Laundromat case. Part of the problem is that there is no authority in Azerbaijan that will prosecute the ruling elite. Justice has been largely evaded, in part thanks to the lack of clarity surrounding the origins of the funds and the Azerbaijani government itself. Either way, there was a severe lack of anti-money laundering and know your customer (KYC) procedures at Danske Bank. The most baffling part is the lack of prosecution of the European officials who accepted bribes from the Azerbaijani Laundromat. The Azerbaijani Laundromat no longer appears to be running, in large part probably thanks to the Danske Bank scandal. The case also draws many parallels to the Russian laundromat, a global money laundering scandal which we will be writing about soon.